Perspective Log X, Lakers-fandom. Before we get to the content, I would like to thank all my subscribers for your support. If you are not a subscriber, I invite you to support the channel, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. Thank you for your support. Welcome to Perspective of Lakers-fandom. I tried to gather my thoughts, after that shameful game. And I came up with nothing. I mean, the Lakers started doing great. And gradually they just started fading into the land of no defense. I don't know what is going on, but there's something that is going on to the Lakers every time they play home court. It's like it's home, it's cozy. Let's just rest our defense. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's pass the ball way too many times. Hey, let's do lazy passes. I think that when you are sure you're going to win a game, you're that sure, you're that certain that you are going to win a game, you can let your guard down. The problem with the Lakers is that you can't leave to, when you have a team like Golden State, they are not in their best shape, but they have great shooters. And even though, Steph Curry is not a guy you should leave alone, but neither are the other shooters they have. And there was no switching. There was a lot of, I don't know, you could see it in their body language. In the body language, you could see at half of the game that the Lakers were coasting in this game. Lakers were coasting. They were throwing lazy passes. They weren't. Yeah. Remember, if you saw the pregame show, I said that the one thing the Lakers needed to do is take care of the ball in this game, and that's exactly what they didn't do. They didn't take care of the ball. They didn't. They just let. I don't know. I mean, I read the stats. I didn't watch any on the Warriors. I didn't had a meeting with the team. That taking care of the ball was the number one priority. That was the one thing that the Lakers needed to be careful about in this game. Just by looking at the stats on my phone. And that's the one thing the Lakers didn't do. The one thing they didn't do. They overpassed. I don't know if you saw that play where LeBron basically was kind of yelling at KCP for not shooting the ball because he was pretty much alone. But I think when the shots started not falling, they psyched themselves into, no, I'm not going to be the guy that shoots the ball, falls. And so they kept passing the ball. And the Stars, they were doing the thing, but they were counting on their teammates, and it's backwards. And this is a moment in the game where you need, if you're AD, to assert your leadership. And AD did a lot of things, but he was obviously, you know, because the Lakers lost, I could say that he wasn't the factor that you need to be in the game. Like, I know there was, this season started 71, 72 games after the championship. I know there's sore muscles and all that kind of stuff. But at a certain point, you have to, like, in your moment of pride, you have to say, look, um, we need to get this thing going. And at the beginning, it looked really good, but they let the Warriors hang in. The same problem they had with the Trailblazers. They let them hang in. They don't kill them when they can, and at the end, they surprised them. I mean, you could see it in their face. Like, I can't believe we're gonna lose this game. Face. That was a face, right? So, I mean, the shots weren't going in, but the shot selection wasn't the best. Um, there was no the pick and roll game was inexistent. I don't know why the Lakers have these moments where they should be dominating inside, and they don't. And I know, the Lakers have a target on their backs, and I know that the Lakers have. Every team is giving it to them because they are the champions, but they can't coast on. Look, you can't coast on any game because then you develop a bad habit, and bad habits, on the playoffs are gonna cost you a lot. They can cost you losing playoffs in the playoffs. So they have to. They are like these boxers that are winning, their boxing match, but they don't have that killer instinct that just goes with full force until they produce the KO or the technical KO. Um, you know, in the Lakers kind of, the first few rounds are really good, and then there's the resting rounds, and you see that in every game. But some games you see it more than others, and this is one of those games. Even though they were playing really bad, they were holding on to a lead until pretty much at the end, and they looked surprised by that. They looked like they didn't look like themselves. They didn't look aggressive at all. They didn't look like they were like able to hold anything. They didn't look like a championship team, and definitely their defense was horrible. Was horrible. They were not switching. They were allowing the drivers to get their, you know, their foot in before them, uh, possessions, rebounds. Man, I don't even want to know, but I'm just gonna look because I still um it's like a bad dream, right? Um, I look at that. We dominated in rebounds. We should have dominated in this. Field goal percentage was horrible. Um, and they did everything to they moved the ball better, way better than us. Um, they scored 56 points in the paint. And here's the other thing that I talked about. They score 9 fast break points. We score 4. Their bench, uh, I mean, their bench. We overcame their bench. We had the largest lead by 19 at certain point. So how did we lose this game? Well, I'll tell you how. In the fourth quarter, we checked out. In the fourth quarter, we checked out. Um, and we had Anthony Davis with 17 points, 17, and LeBron James with 19. Schroeder was the leading scorer with 25. I mean, this was a horrible game. Kuzma had 15. In Montrezl Harrell had 17. So I don't know. The bench didn't. The bench actually was good, but the regular team with those numbers, that's not a championship stats. That's no championship stats. Um, we play next the Milwaukee Bucks, and I hope they go to play there because if they don't beat the Milwaukee Bucks, you are going to hear all about in the media how they didn't beat the Bucks and Brooklyn did without Kyrie. And yeah, I saw that game. That game was a mess too. The biggest thing is, watching Harden and KD and their mastery of basketball, awesome mastery of basketball. Um, you know, and um, after watching that, go and watch my Lakers throw away a game that they should have won was not the ending that I wanted for this day. Um, Frustrated. I mean, I still believe in the team. That's everybody gets a bad game, but I can't hide that I'm frustrated with it. And so, a game is a game. The next game, uh, I hope the Lakers start learning that lesson that they can't get those. Uh, you can't rest while playing. You know, you can't rest by playing. So I'm gonna leave it like this here. Um, any questions or anything, you can leave it here on the comments. I will read them. I will try to answer whatever you want to ask me. Um, and well, that's all for now. May God bless you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And go Lakers. Bye bye.